Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, my friends. Great to have you all here. It is Monday, the 20th of March. How you doing? You doing okay? Doing good? Ready to learn? Ready to grow? I want to have an honest conversation, not like a hyped up, real motivation, but more of a conversation today. Now, if you're new here, which I know a few of you are, and I'll get to you in a moment, we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday is more motivational. Wednesday is hypnosis. Friday is more of a chill out. This Friday, we're doing a Q&A, so if you have any questions, always feel free to put questions in anyway, but we're having like a designated Friday Q&A stream. Wednesday, we are doing a hypnosis session. All about resiliency. So if you want to get more resiliency, feel stronger, feel like more unstoppable, secure, join me on Wednesday. And then today, we're talking about being an investor into happiness. So that's going to be fun. But if you're new here, go ahead and let me know. If you're a larker, let yourself be known. I can see on YouTube already we got 10 thumbs up, so thank you for that, and feel free to thumbs up if you're new here. Or if you haven't done so, I should say. Nesta is all the way on Facebook. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you back in the chat. Vanda, do I pronounce that correctly? I'm not very new. You're new here. Or new sub anyway, so you'll get to know that. Is it Vanda or Vanda? All the way in Scotland. One of my favourite cities I ever went to was Edinburgh. It's just so old, and it was all up and down in terms of like the walking. I did a ghost tour. That was cool. They take you to the, I don't know what you call it, but beneath the city. Welcome all the way from the Atlantic provinces in Canada. Province is in Canada. Welcome, my friend. Superstar is here as well, and also saying welcome. There you go. We're a friendly bunch around here. My weekend was good. It was a weekend where I only worked lazily on Sunday. I had a full day off on Saturday, I think. And then Sunday, I did some lazy work. I realized I do work every day, most of the time. So on Saturday, I wanted to relax a little bit. Mr. Cuddles, I've got a cat who jumps around a bit, so you may hear him from time to time. But thank you for asking. Med is here as well. Welcome, all the way in Richmond and London. Christy is back. Welcome, my friend. You are becoming a great regular. Great to have you here. Mesmerizing Monday. There we go. Hypnosis came from Anton Mesmer, and he called it mesmerizing, and then it transformed into hypnosis. So when you hear being mesmerized, you're like being hypnotized. Brand new. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to have you here. MZ is back. New profile picture, I see. Welcome. Great to have you here, Mina. I know you're in California. It's a dreary Southern California day for me. It's been a bit rainy. A little bit windy. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Hydrating day. 30 minutes from Edinburgh. Nice. I bet it's a bit chilly though, right? Hopefully it's brightening up. You'll really feel the difference when the clocks change. We had ours in America change just the weekend before last, and it makes a huge difference. Hey, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. Love it. Welcome, Rosanna. Now, we are so close. We are so close to, let's see, we have 18,988 subscribers on this channel. So we are only 12 away from hitting 9,000. We hit 2 million download, or views I should say, just a week ago. So we're growing. We're growing. We're bringing back the channel back to life after a long, long time off. But I have been committed doing live streaming for the last year and a half, 3 days a week. Hey Caroline, great to have you here as well. Welcome all the way in England. Bedford, based on memory. Right? I love getting to know you all. Saying, how is Sebastian? And how is Sebastian doing? So, if you're new here, I've got a cat called Mr. Cuddles. But also I have a dog, Lil Sebastian, Schnoodle, Poodle, Schnauzer, that means. He had some eye surgery about 3 weeks ago. And what can I say about that is, there he is. You can't really see him. Buried away. There you go. He's right there, if you could tell. He's, snoozing. Little Sebastian. So he's right down here. And his eyes are doing great. He's been taking off some meds. And now he has still 2 drops 3 times per day, and then another set twice per day. But soon they will be reduced for at least one eye. We're not quite sure about the other one in terms of if it's there, if he's seeing. But he had a successful surgery on the other one, and all is good. Thank you for asking, the little boy over there. All the way from Manchester. As you probably may know, may not know, I used to live in Liverpool. For a year or 2 anyway. Went to Manchester a few times. That's true, Samantha. Welcome back. As well. It has been so... I'm used to California, or say... I'm going to say San Diego, because I only lived in San Diego, California. A rain for like 2 days straight, and then no rain for many months. This last 2 weeks has been almost raining most days. It's been like English rain at times as well, just drizzle. You love the rain. I like to see it, but I like to see it go. But my reframe is a hydrating day. Thank you. Thank you very much. He's doing pretty good. He's got a lot more energy as well. Doesn't look like it. Stealing my clothes. But we'll go for a W-A-L-K to the P-A-R-K soon, because I know these words. Oh, thank you so much, Med. Appreciate that. Hit the like button. Subscribe, hit the bell. Yeah, he's snoozing. So up in the Sacramento area, it is dreary up there too. Oh, nice. Yeah, little Sebastian is here. I know, I was speaking to my family just last week. Love the snow. That's another weather I could like to see it and then go. But there has been snow nearby, where I've been, but higher up. Mount Soledad. I know of it. I've been to some mounts around here, but I'm not very good with the names. That is true. That is true. You see his breathing. I think he's about to have a dream. There we go. The Grim Grim is here. Where are you? I can see you posted something on the YouTube, saying Happy Monday, but it's not coming through in my chat. That's so strange. Everyone else, Grim, your chat has not come through. Have to leave another message. Because you're a mod here as well. But welcome, Grim Grim. Hopefully you're all caught up, or soon to be caught up on sleep. I know you're working late last night. But for some reason your chat didn't pop up. Can we see Mr. Cuddles? Right, this could be a lucky coincidence. Here's the boy, Mr. C. Oi. Mr. Cuddles. Gotta give those head massages. You gotta look at them though. Show your eyes off. Show your wonderful eyes. Here he is. So that's Mr. C. Whoops. Request was granted. Oh, that's so kind of you. Join me on Wednesday and we'll have a little bit of a reverb on the hypnosis. And I'm releasing a lot of hypnosis right now. Every other day I'm releasing a new title, I think. Rosella is here. Welcome, my friend. Great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've only had one cat. And they adopted me, these two. I was the last edition. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. There's one about 5-10 minutes. It is, I don't know if it's a mountain, but I go up there. You go there in sunrise or sunset and it looks amazing. He is soft. There we go. Thank you. Welcome, my friend, all the way in New Orleans. Hopefully the visit's a good one, a healing one. Great to have you here. Yeah, he's a gentle one as well. He shakes his paw for treats, like a dog would. I like that. I like it. I don't know if you've got my hypnosis app, but there is some meditations on there as well. There are some meditations. I mean, hypnosis is a form of meditation. Think of an over umbrella of a word being trance. And then there's different levels of trance. You got the TV trance, when someone's having a conversation and you're not listening. The driving trance, when you kind of, how did I get here? You have a deep sleep trance, being sleep. And then I see meditation as a form of trance, mindfulness. And hypnosis, another trance that causes us to go and make changes in a different way, where it bypass. So meditation is there's a level of conscious observing, and then hypnosis is about bypassing the conscious to make the unconscious change. A little bit, but I've got two specific ones I think one's called Beginner's Meditation. And then there's a longer one, I think. But like I said today, it's going to be motivational. I hope. The intention is. But I also want to just have an open, gentle conversation. A real conversation. Not just rah, 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 rah stuff. I want it to be able to see what we can do. And this is going to be episode 806. So, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to think of what titles I have. So, think about it as the dream state, the sleep state where we're dreaming, say positive or negative. Some of the time, the unconscious mind is trying to resolve something. It's trying to understand it. Where are you, positive or negative? Because the unconscious mind is symbolic. It runs by symbols. Everything is a symbol, ultimately. Our name is a symbol. Like a set of letters. Every association is a symbolic representation of a meaning. So dreams or nightmares is like your unconscious mind trying to process something. It's not just trying to repress, it's actually trying to digest. So once you get the unconscious mind to learn or get the necessary learnings and therefore process it, it won't need to have the the nightmare anymore. So it is possible. Hey, my friend Kevin. You're here. We haven't actually started. Oh, there you go. Episode 724 is a higher self journey meditation on the app. If you haven't got the app, go ahead and get the app. freehypnosis.app. And you see all the free section. And then you can create your own custom tracks. I actually had a meeting with the new dev team right now. So we'll be fixing some of the Android bugs that we have. So yeah, download the app. Download it. I do have a creativity one. Type in Joseph Clough creativity on YouTube and you'll find it. I think it's like a 15-minute one. You are most welcome, my friend. You've got this. Do I have my own books? I do. Let me go ahead and show you. Give me 1 second though. Here you go. Got the first edition when I was a youngster. Be Your Potential, published by Hay House. And then the second edition of the same book, Be Your Potential, published by Hay House even, not How. So it comes with 2 hours of audio content as well. You can also download the audiobook version, which is me speaking it, of course, and on Audible. I think maybe on the Hay House app as well, if you've got the membership there. Available in many bargain bins around the world. But I think you can get this at like Target in America, Walmart, some things like that, at least for order. Absolutely on Amazon and other book places. So indeed I do. I'll tell you a secret, I never wrote it either. I never wrote my book. Can you believe that? I'm a fraud. No, I just recorded the audio version, then paid someone to transcribe it. Nice. Yeah, the Ho'oponopono. Check that out. That's on YouTube and on the app. Most welcome. Yeah. Hoi House. Yeah, it's on Hay House. It is on the Hay House audio app. There we go. I'll probably get about 2 cents. Maybe or less. You got the second, so you got this one. I didn't have a copy of my own book for many years, being out here. So I bought the original. It's pretty cool. I like it. There we go, it's on Amazon. Yeah. It should be on the .co.uk Amazon. I would agree on the hypnosis. I mean, that's why I do it. I don't teach meditation. Do I meditate? Yeah, sometimes. I think it's all good, like most therapies. But hypnosis is my thing. That's my love. So thank you ever so much for your kind words. And of course, you'll be here on Wednesday as well for the hypnosis on resiliency. Yeah, sometimes they point it to the book place. Sometimes they don't always publish it themselves after a period of time, so they'll point it to where people have stock. But should we get into today's episode? Shall we? Thank you for hitting all the like buttons, by the way. I wonder if we can get to 19,000 subscribers, 12 more, by the end of this episode. Be a hard feat, but we'll see. There we go. Episode 806, you are spot on. Spot on. 806 episodes, all for free. Whew. You got 806 days. One a day. How many is that? How many years is that? It's almost 3 years. 2.5. Unfortunately, it does not. It does not. Yeah, we're still at 18988. Oh wow, that's so awesome. Well, I better deliver today then. Like I said, if you want the hypnosis, all within the app. We got lots of sleep ones as well on the app, so I'd probably listen to those to help you not have things like nightmares. So, because that will interrupt the pattern. So be sure to check out like the 4-hour hypnosis sessions. Do that, and that's going to be great. But I'm trying to get those onto the app soon as well. The algorithm might find us out though. They'll be like, they're subscribing, but they're not watching. Remember, it's not a race, it's a journey, a lifetime transformation. You've got it, my friend. I think I did that one. Nice. Ah, so kind. Thank you so much for your kind words. Yeah, listen to the sleep ones. There's some good ones on there. Like I know there's a 4-hour depression, there's a 4-hour esteem one. There's lots of good 4 hours. There's an abundance one. The quit smoking one has like 70,000 downloads so far, I think. Maybe 80, I can't remember. And join me on Friday if you want a Q&A. We can dive deeper into subjects. So let's get to today's episode. We usually start around this time, 1/4 to 1/2 the hour. And let's see what we can do. 8:06. Okay. Let's turn down this music as gently as possible. There we go. Ready? Steady. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 806. That's right, 806 episodes, and it's also being broadcasted live on YouTube at youtube.com/Joseph Clough, CLOUGH. So be sure to join us, be a part of the pre-show, the after show, where we get to connect and we can go deeper into your questions as well. So it's a real loving, nice community we're building up there. Now, in today's episode, these ones are usually more kind of like motivational, but I want this one to be more of a motivation, but also a conversation. I want us to have a conversation about being an investor into happiness. And really why I want to do it in a conversational way is I don't want to push up against too much of your boundaries straight away. I want us to have an honest look as to what we're doing and is it matching the actually desired output when it comes to your outcome. That's what I'm really after. So be gentle, but be an awakener to this. Because there's much to be said about having epiphanies, awakenings, to really see the truth. I was speaking to someone today that ultimately there's 4 levels of learning. The first level is unconscious incompetence. That unconscious incompetence is like we don't know what we don't know, right? We're just existing. We don't have any unconscious idea that there's an issue. But then we have this kind of conscious incompetence. It's like, oh my goodness, now I know I have an issue, but I'm incompetent in solving it. So I now know that I got something, but I just don't know how to solve it. Then the next level is conscious competence. That's when you're starting to implement the learnings. You're starting to do what has to be done. And then the last level is unconscious competence. It's almost like we're handing over the success strategy to the unconscious mind. To paint an image or an example for this for you is how it comes into play, is imagine that you want to learn to drive a car. But before you wanted to learn to drive the car, there was a period of time when you didn't even know what a car was. You had no idea what one was. You may have never seen a car before. But then you began to realize, that's a car, but I don't know how to drive one. Which would be the second one, right? The conscious incompetence. I know they can drive, but I don't know how to drive. So then we go on lessons. We get educated. And I don't know about you, but when I learned to drive, it was a bit of a nightmare. Like I was consciously having to be aware of so many things, from the speedometer, the mirrors, the even like the back mirror, whatever you call that one, all of them, right? I had to be aware of I'm trying to get my English and my American side going here, always confusing at times, but you had like the clutch for the gears, you had the acceleration, you had the brakes. It was very much a consciously overwhelming experience at first, but you did the work. You went to another lesson and another one, to eventually maybe you pass a test, and then you're all by yourself driving around. And then after a period of time of having consciously become competent at this, you handed it over to your unconscious mind. And that is where you go, how did I get here? Like, Did I go for a red light? I was too busy listening to a podcast or thinking about my day. But of course, you didn't go through that red light. It's just your unconscious mind assumed it. And it just carried it on for you. And we can now paint that same picture when it comes to our issues. We think about something for a long time, about negative thoughts, or we go through an experience, the unconscious mind goes, boom, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. It assumes it to be true. And it's harder, those ones, because they're our identity. I am not fill in the blank. Our identity is tied to our capacity and therefore dictates our behavior and how we show up in our environment. And if we're not getting the results in our environment, it's a feedback loop to, oh my goodness, that is why I'm not good enough. That is why I fear failure. That is why I fear rejection. That is why maybe I'm a codependent on someone or people. So just think about this in those 4 stages. Unconscious incompetence, I don't know what I don't know. Conscious incompetence, which is now I realize I don't know. Then conscious competence is the art of practicing something that you're consciously competent at it. And then the last one is unconscious competence, where you hand it over. Now, how does this tie into this conversation about being an investor in your happiness, being an investor into your success? Well, we have to have that conscious awakening from the unconscious incompetence of just going through life, or even the conscious incompetence of going, oh my goodness, I'm anxious, I'm worried and fearful, but I'm not doing anything about it. I'm thinking that's just who I am. I'm broken and I'm unfixable. We need to bridge the gap. We need to get to that conscious competence, and that is the wake-up call that we're going to be discussing. You see, this is not to push up against your boundaries, but hopefully allow them to be apparent, right? We're making the invisible visible. We're seeing, well, am I really restricted, or is it a self-imposed restriction? Sometimes I call it building the cages around us, right? We're building our own prison by enforcing the same old stories that we have, the same old thoughts that we tell ourselves, the same things that we assume to be true. I always like to think about, like, say, hypnosis is undoing bad trances. It's undoing bad hypnotic suggestions which were assumed to be true. Like maybe your mum said something, your dad said something, and we go, oh my goodness, that's why I've got to be perfect, and that's why I'm not enough. We assume that narrative and story to stay the same. So we get put in a prison, but then we add to the cages around us by keep on going down that same story. And if we keep on saying, I'm broken and I'm unfixable, then you're just denying yourself the freedom to choose differently. Now, I'm not saying it like, oh, this is easy, because it's not. We're talking about the unconscious mind here. But in order to break through to the unconscious mind, the unconscious competence, in other words, having success on autopilot, having the relationships where you are just unconsciously aligned to that desire, where you assume the feeling of I'm worth it, I'm deserving of it, and therefore your unconscious mind goes with you, that means you're free of resistance. Right? But in order to be free of the resistance, you need to become consciously aware of what you're presently doing. So ask yourself, what stories do you tell yourself? Really consider that. Are you the storyteller of the doom and gloom, that I'm not enough, that I'm not worthy, and therefore enforcing that as a boundary to your success? Or are you going to be someone today, starting today at the very least, but actually it is my birthright to know that I'm worthy and enough, to have that goal, to have that success? Now, when we get to that level, we've got to understand that we have ultimately one level of thinking, which is the things that you tell yourself, the thoughts where you're enforcing this new goal and strategy. I'm immersing myself with positivity. I'm surrounding myself with people who lift me up. I'm surrounding myself with education, not just information. There's a lot of information, but the implementation of that education to really grow, right? So there's like the thinking on one axis, but then on the other, the vital part that a lot of people forget is the doing, is your behaviors. And if we're going to get the conscious and unconscious competence in our success, we need an equal level of output. So in order to know your output, you got to understand your story and go, I'm not going to do this anymore. I refuse to pass down the same story to those in my life. Then you have to go, what am I doing about it? I want it in my mind, like I want that relationship, I want that X amount of $1,000 every single month, or that health, that career, that business. I want that and I think about it, but if there's no action, it's just wishful thinking. Let's be honest. We can all imagine great things, but to make it a reality, we have to show up with action, like getting education to learn to drive. You see, if you think about your first beginning set of years on this earth, it was all about education, right? You go to preschool, or you go to nursery school. Then in England, it'll be primary school, then secondary school, then college, and then university. If you went to those levels, I didn't. I dropped out at college. I wasn't very good at that because of my issue. And for America, you know, I'm not very good at the schooling system, but like say high school and sophomore or whatever it is, right? So the initial ages of our life was all about education and hopefully implementation of that education. Sometimes we don't know why we're learning, and that's one of my issues with school is here's maths or math, depending if we're in America or England, and we don't know why. But good education would give you the reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing, which in this case, to the present day, is why you want to achieve your goals, right? That's the positive thinking. This is the reason why I want to achieve it. If I can come up with those reasons, then I can come up with enough leverage to get my unconscious mind to know that this is so important for me. So once we go ahead and do that, we got to start to implement. That's the doing. So now if you begin to know, yeah, there's what I want. There's why I want it. I don't know how to get there yet, but now I've got to think, like, do I need lessons? Do I need to be conscious of my present output? You see, doing nothing is a form of doing something. Don't quote me on that, but doing nothing is a form of something. And what I really mean by that is, if you're not dedicated to change, you're dedicated to staying the same. That's what I mean. But also, we can be doing behaviors which aren't geared. So where it be doing nothing, we can have more behaviors geared to doing negative things, or at least behaviors which aren't supportive of that goal and dream. For example, some people say, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to meditate, Joseph. I don't have enough time to do this one module every week, which is part of like my program. If we're having a conversation, they go, I can't put 1 hour aside. But if we really get the conscious competence and awakening, we can go, well, let's take a real look at this. Let's look at it objectively. What are you doing throughout the day? Well, I go to work, and then what? I cook some dinner, then what? Well, I go ahead and watch TV. You're watching TV. So you have time that you're investing into the sedation. Not to say it's all sedation. Look, I watch Netflix. I love movies. I love documentaries. I do that stuff. But if there's something on my heart that I want to let go of, I'm sure going to start to recognize that putting my time and energy and doingness, if that's even a word, doingness, into, say, changing my state, losing myself in a TV show, if that's not as important compared to my goal, then what am I investing in? And think about it for yourself. Are you investing more in the observation of a TV show and compared to into your own personal development, where you could be doing meditation, you could hire a coach, you could hire or enroll on a program and all those kind of things. It could be reading a book, could be anything, could be journaling. But if we're prioritizing the TV, to just go real vague on it, over our own education, you are an investor, not in your happiness, but in the sedation. And by sedation, I just mean to change my state of my present negativity. That's a bit of a problem. Am I an investor in my happiness and success, or am I an investor into the observation of a TV show? And you get to choose it, and that's why it's an open conversation. That's why I want us to be conscious. I'm not here to tell you. I'm here to hopefully challenge you, because challenging is a leader to growth. But the same thing when it comes to investing in our happiness in terms of money. Some people might say, well, I don't have enough money to invest myself. Where sometimes that very same person has just purchased a brand new iPhone, even if it was a monthly thing. Some people might be going out to dinner. Some people might be going on a night out with their friends, spending, I don't know how much it is for, say, a pint of beer these days, but say it's £5 or $6, $7, whatever it is. That builds up over time, right? That is an expense, but it's also an investment. Are we investing in ourselves, or are we investing in going out for the night? Now, I'm not one here to judge. I love going out. I don't really do it that often because I'm usually immersed in what I'm doing, like my content. But I do like going out to restaurants. I like that. But I'm not going to prioritize that investment there until I've solved this present investment of myself and my own happiness. So, going back to that honest conversation, when it comes to your ability for output, is it invested in the right way, right? Some people will do nothing. Some people will do something else to try to not do the thing they really should be doing. And if you want to be able to get to that conscious competence and therefore beyond the unconscious autopilot way of living where your unconscious mind is free of resistance and therefore you're 100% congruent and aligned to your desires and your dreams, you have to have the awakening. What am I doing? Where am I spending my time? Where am I investing my time? I always say this, life is the longest thing we ever do, but it's the thing which is getting ever so short, right? It's the longest thing we do, but it's getting less and less and less each day. So when we think about getting the unconscious mind to make that change, you have to have the conscious awareness of your own output. How can your unconscious mind possibly go for your goals and dreams when you're not doing it for yourself? I always say the conscious mind is the goal setter and your unconscious mind is the goal getter. So your conscious mind, that's you by the way, that's you, have to go, what am I doing? What do I need to do? What do I get to do? Because you get to choose ultimately. You get to choose the investment that you put in. And I'm not talking initially about money. Money solves problems, right? Very much like you go to school, you want to be able to get something in return. So I want our unconscious mind to go, well, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And this is what the unconscious mind has to do to get there. So ask yourself, what am I presently doing that if I did differently? Or what can I implement that if I start now, that will cause me to make the changes that I desire, to achieve the goals and dreams that I want? That's the ultimate truth. And that's where you've got to take that conscious look and go, am I doing the work? And if you are, good and great. If it's getting the results that you want, then good and great. But if not, then maybe you have to prioritize differently. You've got to go, maybe I'm not doing what I should be doing. Maybe I need to start implementing a different strategy. Maybe I need to get more help. I need more people on my team, like supporters and things like that. We want to just make sure that you're doing the work, not just negating it by doing other investment activities which are at the detriment to your success. Like social media, like the news, like going out all the time. Not to say that that stuff's wrong, But I prefer to think that stuff's right when you've made that change, when you've got that goal and dream. So, like I said, be conscious of all of this. Allow yourself to know that actually there's another way of being. Because it is all on us, and we can make that change if you truly desire to want to make that change. Now, of course, if you ever need help with that, you can go ahead and apply to work with us. You don't have to, by the way. It is a fully customized and tailored experience that causes the unconscious mind to make the change on your behalf. Yeah, you got to show up and do the work, but within 8 weeks, you let go of the problem. Like I said, it's fully customized to your needs and your desires. And yeah, there's an investment, of course, but that investment is a lifetime of freedom in return. So you can go to josephclough.info/talk to go ahead and book your call. You go ahead, book your call so you can have a chat with a team member, and therefore fill out a questionnaire, your application form, and we'll get clear on exactly what you want to let go of, exactly what you want to achieve, get clear what's stopping you get there, and then we'll come up with a plan to make it a reality. If you're a good fit, if not, we'll point you in a different direction, because we only get results with people we want to work with. And of course, you've got to be a right fit for the problem, which is like, I've got the fear of failure, fear of not being enough, not deserving, good enough, capable, not value, I don't feel love, all those kind of things. That's what we do. So that's josephclough.info/talk. Now, of course, you can go ahead and check out the app, right? Free hypnosis .app will cause you to be able to download the app. That's still an investment of your time, right? Educating yourself, but make sure you have the implementation of the advice that I give freely on the episodes. Or if you're seeking external, make sure you do the implementation there. You have everything you need to make that change. Just become consciously aware of what's happening, what you're doing. And if I'm investing the right energy, the right time, to live that life of ultimate freedom. So with that, my friends, I look forward to speaking to you on a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. And welcome back. I see some people in England are having some issues with the viewing. Maybe there's a server gone down in England or somewhere. It seems to be those in England or the United Kingdom. So, people in England, are you still there? Because I can see my stream. And Christy, you can. Mina can. But it's people in England. My connection was just fine. It's yours. No. I'm sure it's a server thing, whether it be the platform that I use or the reception of that server in a part of a country. That's right. That's why. Sorry. But you'll get the replay because it is fully working on our end. But it seems to be the United Kingdom peeps having a bit of an issue with the stream. That's what I think, because like Rosella got it. MZ had it. Yeah, I don't know if you were just there, or if you just got back, but I was just saying, it seems to be the United Kingdom people. Everyone in America and Canada seems to be fine. And maybe in Australia, or all the other countries, unless you'll know. But everyone who said the stream was freezing were in the United Kingdom, based on what I can see in the comments. And you know what? That was the most important thing. I answered the meaning to life just when it got froze. Such a shame that we're going to take down the recording. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my friend. I feel the same way too at times. Because we all look back and go, what if I did this differently? right? So, because we've only got our past. But then what reminds me of, brings me out of that, is looking at the examples of people who are able to achieve the things that I want, who are, let's say, in age older or in time quicker. So I would say they are excuses or reasons, because and that's not in a mean way. I mean, I know you're just saying that as in, are these just excuses? So I'm not saying you're trying to make conscious excuses. I just don't think those are validating our present, because we're looking at past missed opportunities and therefore become reasons. So let's just change it to reasons, to why that may be the case. But ultimately, I want to look for other people who have done what I've done, who are in lesser situations, in a quicker period of time, or those who are older than me, to go, oh, well, look what is possible. We had a bit of a conversation about this a while back. If you look at some people throughout history who've done success, they haven't done it until their 50s and 60s, like the KFC dude, right? Morgan Freeman. Like, there's some of these people who started to achieve these goals and dreams far later, if we're talking, say, age-wise, but even economic-wise. There are some people who were in a far worse economical situation who've achieved those things. So the more evidence I can get of that will take me off the reasons of, oh, life's just passed me by. That's when we get to do the work. You know, MZ got the meaning of life. We did it. We said it. And it was your first stream and someone's United Kingdom server distribution went down. I'm sorry to hear that, but you get the replay. Listen to it. I think you'll really like it. Yes, you did. That was Lil Sebastian. Mr. C was getting a bit too close when he was snoozing. Yes, there we go. That's a bit of utilization. Awesome, my friend. It was great to have you here on your first stream with me and everyone else here. It's never too late. What do they say? The best time is to decide yesterday or last week, last month, and the next best time is right now. So let's decide and just do it. Nice. All good now. It's definitely a distraction. Is distraction a protective mechanism? It is if it's distracting from our dreams, right? It could be a protection mechanism. Like, I call it like a bit of sedation. We're sedating ourselves by maybe procrastinating. But yeah, it is a form of distraction. Can be like, well, it's easier to not do it. It's easier to stay in my uncomfortable zone. Yeah, I find him every time he barks on stream. So that's why you don't really get it. But he was obviously protesting today. Thank you, Caroline. So pleased you got value from it. Nice. I love it. It might be a bit tricky next week, though, because the times change for people in the United Kingdom. So I go live usually at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's my time. 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, and then usually at 11 p.m. in England or the United Kingdom. Right now we start at 10, but you'll always get the replays if that does kind of change. Nice. And you've got all the tools now, my friend. You specifically have all the tools. That's awesome. So please, hopefully it helped. You don't need it anymore. Yeah, the KFC. Colonel Sanders? And that's why I wanted to have a nice awakening. Yeah, he created his own. His story is quite interesting because I think he was just trying to sell it from the idea from a car or something. So yeah, there's so many examples. Just search online. People who made it after X amount of years old. Or people who made it late in life, if you're going down the late life. Or you go, people who succeeded when they had a lot of trauma when they were young. Or like grew up in bad conditions. You're gonna see all these examples of people who've gone through things way worse than us sometimes, most of the time. Or people way older than us who've achieved so much more than us. And they started way later than us. So that should be an inspiration, and therefore to give up the reason that, oh, life's passing us by. There we go. Did I say Colonel? Colonel? Yeah, we just gotta not buy into it. We gotta kind of rein it back in. Rein it back in. Absolutely. Nice to have you back, my friend. It's been a while, right? Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, let's try and change that too. As much as I like you just keep on hanging out with us, I prefer you to be able to sleep deeply every night. If that works. Oh, so I was pretty much right. That's pretty much right. So there we go, my friends. We streamed for a whole hour, which is pretty good. We've been going out to like an hour and 15, hour and a half sometimes. But yes, thank you, Kevin, saying hit the thumbs up for anyone who hasn't done so. Yeah, we got 20. Let's do a quick refresh on how many subs do we have? Did we grow any on the stream? We grew by one extra person. We are now at 18,989 people. We're 11 away from 19,000. So subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and that'll be beautiful. Of course, right? Well, I didn't mean of course, but I know being a food technologist. Such a cool name, by the way. I wonder if I get all the comments in. But, exactly. Look. Someone asked earlier about if I've ever written a book before, but look what it says. You already have everything you need, you just need to know how to use it. Be your potential. Patrice Clough. Oh. That's so true. You guys are funny. Yes, we got some night owls. Yep, hypnosis, Whipnosis Wednesday. I think it was you who came up with that name, right? Whipnosis for the H. Thank you, Samantha. Yes, you do so. Just type in creativity Joseph Clough on YouTube. It will come up, and it should be in the app if you go. Let's go ahead and check first. I don't want to lie. So, if I go onto my app, I can go to the paid section and type in creativity. So I got this one here. Got that one here, and you click it to a moon, turns into a night one. So there's your creativity. You gotta pay like $3 or $4 for that one, but you get 2 of them. But then, if you go on the free section, I got a couple right there as well. So, plenty. Look at that. Synchronicities carry on. Yes. I always say the analogy of your unconscious mind is like a little child who wants to paint you a most beautiful picture, but that picture just happens to be on your brand new painted wall. The intention was good, it was just a little bit misplaced in the execution of it. So that's why we got to, with all the love in the world, educate that part of us, like our best friend, the unconscious mind, to a new way. Keep the intent, but generate a different behavior. That's what we got to do. So there you go. I still need to learn how to stand, because my back hurts every time I stand. My posture is not good. I brought brand new trainers, running shoes, best of the best, and that's perfect, but standing is my problem. So there we go, my friends. Yes, you have a good evening. See you Wednesday, my friend. And yeah, let's finish off the stream. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for leaving your chats and your comments. It always helps kind of bring more people in. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It is for me. And usually it's 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, usually 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Next week or so, this week, it's been at 10 p.m. Then you got it what you need. Listen to it as you sleep. Listen to it in the day if you wish as well. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for subscribing to the channel as well. Now, I like to move around. I like to move. I used to do all my calls sitting down, but I like to move around. Yeah, you heal up well, my friend. Yeah, there's a pain management one will help. Most welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's great to see all the familiar faces, and new people here, you'll become very familiar soon. Although we're missing a couple of regulars, aren't we? Sarah's not here. We're missing a few people. Who else am I forgetting? Cassie's not here. She's usually here and there. Obviously KMR's not here. He's too busy working, which is fine. He needs to rest. But it's good to have you all here when you have the time. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me speak. So thank you ever so much, and I'll be back on Wednesday for a resiliency, feeling safe and secure and powerful hypnosis session. And on Friday, we'll be back again for a Q&A. So have your Q&As ready, or your Qs ready, and hopefully I'll provide the As. And we'll have fun. So thank you, many thanks, and goodbye. I'll check that out. Thank you, my friend.